Hi, welcome back to Game, Set and Chat. It is day 10 of the Australian Open. I'm Yoni.
And I'm Robert, and it has been quarterfinals day, the first of the quarterfinals being played in Melbourne. And boy, oh boy, do we have an episode for you. I'm going to dive straight in, Yoni, because all of your predictions at the start of this podcast series have been blown to smithereens. Coco Gauff out. Alex de Minaur out. Both of these people you thought were going to win the Australian Open. To be fair, Alex de Minaur really had a great run. But Coco Gauff, wow, that start with her, that start on the women's side of the draw. Coco played Svitolina, who's playing out of her skin. Svitolina beat her 6-1, 2 in 59 minutes. And she gets to her first Australian Open semi-final, does Elina Svitolina. A huge win for her, a huge loss for Coco.
So, I'm obviously not happy about that. My predictions are absolutely wrong. Today's match against Svitolina, she was playing terrible. I don't know what happened. She just lost her mind, out of the world.
She regresses. Either she's playing sensationally and just crashes all the way through. Either she's playing sensationally and just smashes all the way through. Or with Coco, she literally destroys her game. She couldn't serve. She couldn't get the balls back properly. She's just trying to hit it down the center just to get it back. Svitolina outclassed her in every way, shape and form. And you could see at the end, sadly, and I will testify as a tennis father, you have done this before when you've completely lost it. Coco got her racket when she was backstage already, and she smashed it on the floor and let out all that aggression and all of that just shame of losing when she thought she could. And these people are at the top of their game, and when they lose, it really hits them.
Yeah, but anyway, they don't pay for their rackets.
That's true. But anyway. So Svitolina, she is through to the semi-final. On the other side of the women's tennis draw today was Aryna Sabalenka. And Aryna, she was playing the 18-year-old Djokovic. She beat her convincingly, 6-3, 6-0. Overpowered, though, by Aryna Sabalenka today, who beat her 6-3, 6-love. And for Aryna Sabalenka, this is now her fourth straight Melbourne semi-final, showing lots of consistency and just showing that, personally, I think she's a class above the rest.
So, my new prediction, she's going to win it.
Oh, how easy. How easy to make a prediction of the quarterfinals that Aryna Sabalenka is going to win it.
She's playing really good, and she's probably gonna win a lot more tournaments, a lot more matches, and yeah.
So those were the two women's matches today, which sets up their semi-final. Sabalenka versus Svitolina. Tomorrow is Pegula versus Anisimova, and Rybakina versus Swiatek. Two huge matches. So we look forward to seeing who is going to join those other two in the women's semi-finals.
So
let's talk.
I think it's probably gonna be crazy semi-final matches in the semi-final in the women's side, and it's going to be long matches.
Well, we'll see more tomorrow as they conclude the quarterfinals, set up all those big semi-final matches as we come to the final days of the Australian Open, and we'll see who's going to be crowned champion. On the men's side of the draw, though, today, two matches that were really great to watch. The absolute machine, Carlos Alcaraz, against your previous prediction, Alex de Minaur, 3-love. There was nothing to really play for other than in the first set, where Alex really tried hard. 7-5 to Carlos in the first set, then 6-2, 6-1. I don't think he's dropped a set the whole tournament so far, Carlos, and nor has Aryna.
Yeah, also me, I don't think they have dropped. And I think that match today, I kind of watched the first set of Carlos Alcaraz, but the problem with Alex de Minaur, I think if he loses that first set, he just loses his mind and he just can't get back.
It's possible. Look, he's playing the best in the world, and Carlos is absolutely untouchable. He is just looking like he's absolutely loving playing, loving life. He's got a different team around him. He's got quite a big team around him, and obviously all the family are with him too. He looks unstoppable. Obviously, I want him to be unstoppable. I want him to be able to be knocked out at some point or beaten by Novak, because it'll just be an amazing historical moment if Novak can do it. But Carlos, very convincing. He's through to the semi-finals, and he's going to be playing the winner of Tien Zverev, who was...
Zverev.
Exactly. Zverev won 3-1. He was shaky in the second set where he lost to a tie break, but then was fairly convincing. He won the fourth set also in a tie break. Tien had an amazing run. He's going to be one to watch this year.
Yeah, also Zverev. I think for me, his best serves. No, wait. I think for me, his best shots are probably his serves, because his second serve is not that big of a difference. They're about the same speed, and he gets a lot of aces.
Yeah, it's true. And I saw another stat, by the way, just talking about great points, or great shots rather, is that the difference between Sinner and Alcaraz versus the rest is that they, and this really applies to Carlos, they get the return back at a pace and power that no one else does. If they look at the stats, they just have this incredible return rate, and it just sets them above the rest. So interesting semi-final between Alcaraz and Zverev. Tien played well, but we'll watch out for him in the other slams. Tomorrow, though, we've got some big men's matches. First up on the Rod Laver Arena is going to be Musetti versus Novak Djokovic. And then after that match concludes, and I think there'll be a women's match after that, there will be Ben Shelton versus Yannick Sinner. Predictions, Yoni, and what you think is going to happen in those two? Who's going through to the semi-finals?
So obviously, my Australian Open predictions has been very bad. Also, yesterday, all the matches I've predicted wrong, and we'll see. But I think, actually, Novak is going to beat Musetti. Musetti's never beaten Djokovic, and it should stay like that. And it's definitely going to be a big run from Musetti, because he needs to up his mindset a bit for Novak, because he's going to think of the before matches that they've played. So I think Novak's going to win. And on the other side, Yannick Sinner against Ben Shelton. I think Yannick Sinner's going to win. Like, Sinner knows how to play against Ben Shelton, and he's definitely going to win.
I think on that side of the draw, Novak has got an incredible chance to get at least to the final, because I think he'll beat Musetti, and I think he'll beat either Shelton or Sinner. I think if Sinner does get to the semis, I think Djokovic overpowers him, because I think Sinner is looking really weak, as I said in the last episode, just in his legs and his stamina. And I think he hasn't come back into this year's season fully ready, especially for what has been impacting some of the players with the heat. So I think Novak has an unbelievable chance to meet Carlos or Zverev in the final. You'd expect that to maybe be my prediction, to be a Novak Carlos Australian Open final, which will probably be Novak's final appearance at the Australian Open.
Yeah, but obviously, like, Djokovic, I don't think could beat Sinner, but I think Djokovic could definitely beat Ben Shelton. It's a matter of how long he plays on court for Musetti and how fit can he stay. What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, Djokovic really hasn't broken sweat, to be fair. He's had some lucky moments where some players have retired, so he's played a little bit less tennis, which is good for him. But he's just looking smooth, he's looking royal, he's looking classy, and I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's tennis.
So tomorrow's tennis is going to be amazing. What is your prediction for Carlos against Zverev?
I can't see how Zverev beats him. Carlos doesn't even look like he's playing professionally at the moment. He looks like he's out just playing some training matches, because he's just so much like a machine. If you told me he was an AI tennis player, I'd believe you.
Yeah, he just gets the ball back. It's like when you're playing against a wall, can't beat him because he's always getting the ball back. So he's basically like the wall. And on the other side, Zverev with his serves, it'll definitely affect Carlos, because he's not that big on court. I've seen him in real life. Like, he's not that big, and it will definitely affect him.
So that wraps up another episode, Johnny.
So this was day 10 of the Australian Open. There are massive matches today. So this is game, set, and
Chat.